Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Spellbinders with something I think is kind of unique. It is this huge plate. This is going to fill a 4x9 slimline front, okay? And it is called the Be Bold color block. It's out of that collection, and this is obviously called the Be Bold Color Block Merry Christmas. So we're gonna do just a couple things. I'm gonna use this to emboss a panel, and that's what I've done here on gold. So we have all of this embossed in there, and then I've already added some tape on the back because they're gold metallic cardstock is two-sided and it's really slippery with the liquid adhesive, so I do like to use their double-sided tape. So I have that panel ready, and again, it's just by using, I have a Platinum 6, so you're using the spongy mat and the embossing folder. Now on your system, again, you would just need to figure out what that layer would be if you have this mat. But what I did, because it's difficult sometimes to really get my cutting machine up here, I put my cardstock down, I take my plate, and I place that down, made sure it was centered, and then you take this, and then that's the sandwich for my Platinum machine to run through. And then this is what you get. So it won't cut through. Then what we're going to do is we're going to die cut each of these letters out into a fun color scheme. Also with this, you get the small little Merry die, and I love the font that it is. Each of these letters is individual. So we'll be die cutting those as well. Okay, so let's get started. And I'm going to have the majority of the die cutting done already, but I will show you, again, not through my machine, but I will show you how I looked at these as different colors. All right, so let's get started. Okay, I'm going to keep this section in real time. So what I'm first showing you is you can use scraps to cut out your letters. You want to make sure that they're bigger than what the area is that you're die cutting so that you can create a different variation like I did. Now the reason why I'm keeping this real time is because I need to explain the gold panel that you're about to see because I wasn't filming it. I'm sorry. I'll do another one like that. So what I did was I took this large die that I'm currently working with now. I have the Spellbinders Platinum 6, and I used the rubber mat. So I put the platform, the rubber mat, the cardstock, or the mirror cardstock, and then on top of that, I placed the die facing down. So good side of cardstock up, bad side of cardstock to the rubber mat. The die down as if it's going to die cut it, and then a plate, a cutting plate on that. And then I ran that through my die cut. Now what that does is it gives a beautiful embossed image of that die. It's not going to cut through the cardstock. All right, and again, I don't put too much pressure there. I don't add another shim or anything else like that because you do have the potential of cutting into the cardstock then. So I wanted that image there because then it's going to be easier for me to place the letters. This is such a great die. One, it creates a slimline. Two, it's great for mass production. Three, you hit those scraps that we just don't have the heart to throw away. It has so much potential. Now, I chose gold mirror cardstock. Think if you created a beautiful blended background, a starry night background, and then had these letters sitting there, whether they were in silver or white with a little bit of blending around them. There's just so many possibilities with this. And again, great for mass production of Christmas cards. I'm just saying. Now, you saw that I layered up the Merry die that comes with it. I love the fact that it's in a different font, and I layered those 3 times. So I die cut each letter 3 times so that I could have a thicker, almost like an embellishment with those letters. So you can see I chose a red satin cardstock. I chose a lime green glitter, and then I dug into my cardstock of the black and white stripe. Now the R I didn't cut too well because I didn't remember to go out far enough. So since I'm using a black for the bases of all the letters, I think it's cool that there you got that black strip going down that R. I was not going to die cut it again, mainly because I didn't have another piece of that scrap cardstock. So we keep going. We do not stop. We let it go. One word, and we keep going. So I'm gluing all of my letters on top of the black. This is just going to give it a little bit more dimension, because when I embossed into that mirror, it kind of rounded those areas just a little bit. So I want to make sure that these are lifted. Now you could add more layers to some, less layers to others, so you get this stepping effect that goes across it, which I think is really cool. I love many color tones for the holidays. I love the traditional deep red, hunter green, and gold, and craft. I love the blue tones, the aquas, the midnight blues, and the whites and the silvers. I love black, red, and gold. I think they are gorgeous. I love black, silver, and gold. And yes, I'm hearing Burl Ives again. Every time I say that, I hear that man in my head singing silver and gold. But I also love what I refer to as the Grinch type colors. The red, the lime green, the white, and the black. I just think it's a fun look. I think it's got a playful feel to it. And that's what I wanted to do with this. And then I threw in that gold so that I wasn't putting it on a white base so the white stripes would get lost on it. I wanted each letter to be able to stand on their own. Now, there are no more embellishments needed for this. No gems, no pearls, no sequins, because that gold foil is just popping right through. And this is what it looks like. I think it looks cool. I love that font. I love how big it is. I mean, you can see it against my hand. It is a huge size. This die does measure just over 3.5. Okay, so it's just under a 4x9 Slimline. So that would be the base that I would cut. And that's the base size that I cut for this, was a 4" by 9" Slimline style card base, because then that gave me just a little bit, if I wanted to, a little bit of a border around it. Now, what I did was I did trim it down to this size. So it's almost like 3 5/8. And I'm looking at it here, so I'm measuring it as I'm talking to you all, by 8 5/8. So it's just got that extra 1/8 of an inch. Now you could cut that border that's around those letters if you didn't want that frame. I'm having fun with the Merry letters. I'm having them going up and down and don't have to worry about lining them up. Just keeping that playful feel to that sentiment, but I'm using that frame line as a guide to place it. I'm going to pull in one of my white gel pens and just add some lines to the Merry. That will help it, even though it's in black. Those white highlights are going to make that pop even more and have that stand out as well. Now, since I'm using Spellbinders gold foil cardstock, their foil is on both sides, which I love. But when you put liquid adhesive on it, it will take a while for it to dry, and it's just going to slide around, and it doesn't work well with me because I make boo-boos. So, which are fine, but I want the boo-boos to stay on the card and not slide off the card base. So I'm adding just a little bit of double-sided tape, and that just holds it in place perfectly. And that is our card. As you can see, great for mass production for the holidays. I do hope you enjoyed this. And as always, everything that I used will be listed down below in the video description, along with their blog for even more inspiration. And of course, their shop if you want to be nosy. Know that they are affiliate links, which means if you use one of those links to make a purchase, I do receive a small commission at no extra cost to you. Okay, so I always like to make sure you know that. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everyone has a great day. Continue to smile. I will always tell you to smile and laugh, and enjoy this process. Don't stress over it. Have fun. Remember, you create your own unique art, and that's the beauty of this craft. So always remember what is most important to me. We do it every day. Always be creative. Until the next video, guys, take care.